my name is Charles Kelly, and I am here in Fort Thomas, Kentucky on November 4th, 2015. I am interviewing Mr. David William Greene, Jr. He goes by Bill. And his birth date is December 16th, 1924. So, Mr. Greene, thank you so much for agreeing to be interviewed today. Can you just tell us a little bit about where you were born and your childhood, where you went to school, anything like that?
Well, I was born from east of New York City on Long Island.
Long Island?
On Long Island.
What did your father do for a living?
He worked for the Long Island Railroad. He supplied the electricity, just ran the trains.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I spent sometimes there with him.
Uh-huh.
And
what was that like?
well, it was right alongside of the tracks.
Uh-huh.
And he was their major thing was to make sure that everything continued to run as it's supposed to run, so that the trains would run.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's the way it is. But lots of times you sit in his car because there was really nothing else to do, but you had to be there to make sure,
Sure. And where was your father from? Was he from Long Island, born there?
Yeah, he was on Long Island, yeah. They were originally from England,
England?
Yeah, but their parents, I think, not them. No.
And how many were in your family? How many kids?
My kids?
That you were born into. Did you have brothers and sisters?
I had two sisters. Two sisters, they were older than me. I was the kid.
You were the baby.
I was the baby.
So you were born in 1924. Can you tell us anything? Do you remember anything about the 20s or the stock market crash or anything about the Depression? Anything like that? What was the Depression? Remember the 1930s?
Well, yes. The one thing about the Depression is my mother and father owned this particular house in Belmore, Long Island, New York. And they rented the house to take over, what would you call me? We had the lower floor.
Okay.
And then there were 3 floors above.
Sure.
It was a house, though.
Okay.
It was where people lived, and it was an Italian family.
Uh-huh.
The 2 brothers married 2 sisters in the Italian family.
Really?
And then they had kids,
Sure.
And so they would come out from Brooklyn,
Uh-huh.
Oops, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
They would come out from Brooklyn, and they built this home.
Uh-huh.
And it was made of terrazzo.
Terrazzo.
You've heard of terrazzo?
Sure.
Well, but that was the business they were in Brooklyn. Was meant, but like the walkway.
Yeah, sure.
The walkway, but it was made of terrazzo.
Uh-huh.
So of course they had terrazzo. So they had a pool. Go swimming in the pool.
Oh.
But it was made of terrazzo.
Nice.
How many people had a pool made of terrazzo? But that's what they had,
Uh-huh.
And so of course I was how the heck old was I?
You're probably 9 or 10 or 11, huh?
Yeah, at the time, yeah. And I went to a 2-room schoolhouse.
You did? What was the name of your grade school? Do you remember? What was your school name?
Oh boy.
It was a 2-room schoolhouse?
2-room. Well, actually 3 rooms, but but the first room in the back was the only room, and my mother went to that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then of course they added a room here and a hallway and a room here. So this was 1 to 4.
Yeah.
And so I went 1 to 4, and over here.
Neat. 1 to 4 and 1st grade through 4th grade were in 1 room.
Yeah, and then across the hall would be the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Neat. So your mother was from that neighborhood? She went to that same school?
Yeah, but it was only the 1 room in the back. So
Wow.
now I don't really know how they work.
Wow. And what was your mother's name, by the way? Do you remember offhand? What was her first name?
just because everybody went by nicknames, you know.
What was her? Did she have a nickname?
I don't know.
That's where you'll think of it.
I'll go upstairs and look. Maybe I'll find out.
How about your father's name?
Well, I'm a junior.
Oh, you're a junior, so he was
Yeah.
William.
Yeah, but he.
Or David, I mean. I'm sorry.
David, yeah. Well, it's David William.
David William.
Yeah.
So where did you go to high school?
Mepham, Long Island, New York.
Okay.
Mepham High School.
High school.
And the Mepham was the name of the fella that was responsible for building that high school.
I see.
Yeah, that's how they got.
Did you do anything in high school? Were you on the football team or basketball team?
No, because I had been injured as a kid.
What happened?
I had trouble with my feet.
Oh.
Yeah. And then when I went into New York City to enlist in the
Yeah.
and they said, "What's that mark on your foot?" You know, and I give them a story, you know, and they said, "Jump up and down 10 times."
And you could do it?
Jump up and down 10 times, you're in.
How did you injure your feet? Do you remember?
No, I don't. I was a kid.
You're a kid.
I don't know.
Miss-
Something. No, I don't know. I was just guessing.
Do you anything else do you remember about the Depression? Were times tough? Do you remember at all about that? People being hungry?
You know, when you're a kid, you don't know that. My father was the one that dealt with that. But what he did, he worked for the railroad.
Yeah.
And in order to make a few more dollars, the house in Belmore.
Yeah.
They rented it.
Rented it. I see.
And they took a job. What do you call when you take caretaker?
Oh, caretaker.
Caretaker
Okay.
It's a big house by these Italian families I was talking about.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. And you lived on the first floor of it.
And they built those
Those floors, the terrazzo things.
Terrazzo.
Gotcha. Okay. And what were your sisters' names?
Mary and Kitty.
Mary and Kitty, and they were older than you. Are they still alive now? They passed away. They stay in New York?
Yeah.
They had families there.
Well, they died there.
They died there
40 years ago.
All right, Mr. Greene. So, do you remember anything about? So you entered high school in about 1940 or no 38, 39, something like that, right? Do you remember what was? Do you remember the start of World War II? What was that like?
The start of World War?
Yeah. Do you remember hearing about it when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor? Or do you have any memories of that? What were you thinking back then?
But I don't know. I mean, I enlisted.
Yeah. So tell me about that. So you weren't drafted, but why did you enlist? Why did you do it?
Well, first off, because I had an injury on the foot.
Yeah.
You know, my mother and father were not concerned. They didn't want to argue with me.
Okay.
They let me go ahead and, try to get in it. And then the guy just said, "What's that mark on your foot?" And
Sure.
I told him something, so he just jumped up and down 10 times. Back to that.
Now, were you in high school at the time, or did you graduate already?
No, I was in high school.
Wow.
I never graduated from high school. I went into service. So.
Wow, were your parents scared? I mean, you enlisted during the war. Were they angry or scared?
Scared. But what the doctors had told them before, that they would never take them. Don't worry about it. So therefore they weren't terribly scared.
Okay.
But he put me through that little act.
Right. So they thought you were going to be 4F.
Yeah.
Remember 4F?
And it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. So you went into New York City to enlist.
Yes.
Okay, so they accepted you.
Yeah.
Were your parents surprised?
Yeah, and then I went to.
Then where'd you go?
Bound this way, but to the coast.
To the coast for Navy. You joined the Navy.
Yes.
You were in the Navy.
Yes.
And so right away, you went to the coast, and I think I have the paper here. Let's see, where'd you go? You went to New Jersey or something like that, or Lido Beach, New York, or
No.
Camp Elliott.
Camp what?
Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry. I kind of can't make some of this stuff out. There's Dover, New Jersey. Here's all your stuff there. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of abbreviations there. I can't tell what the heck's going on there.
Yeah. Dover, New Jersey.
Is that your basic training somewhere?
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Oh well.
Code.
They had abbreviations back then. They didn't.
I can't even remember.
There's California. But do you remember what was basic training like? Do you remember that? 6 weeks, right? Of real hard, getting in shape and.
Well, that's what that idea with the basic training, yeah. And then.
Did you enjoy that? Do you remember any memories of that? Was that hard or easy for you, or?
No, I did enjoy it. It was nice. Yeah. Well, yeah, I got along better than they thought I was going to.
Okay.
So, but I didn't know that.
You stuck with that was like 1943.
By the time we got, but later on I was at the landing on Guam.
You were? Okay. So hang on. So you finished basic training. Then do you remember then? What did you ship out somewhere? Where did you go?
From
the East Coast.
I don't think of the names of things. That's terrible. I go upstairs and look if I can find them. And we went to the West Coast.
Okay, West Coast in California.
Yeah. But that was only a campsite.
Okay.
And I made a couple of trips up around there. But then we finally went overseas.
You went overseas, so you were on board ship. What was on board ship like? Do you remember that? Were you in a hammock? What were the sleeping quarters like?
Oh, yeah. Sleeping quarters, it was a pretty big ship. And it was, I think, the third floor down, second floor, third, something like that. And the places to sleep were
one on top of another.
Oh, yeah. And, well, at first, I thought, oh, good.
Yeah.
I don't have to climb up there. That's great. Only thing is everybody else climbed over me.
So you're on the bottom, but people climbed over you.
That shows how, when you think you got something made,
That's true.
It turned out.
It was better to be on top.
Yeah, that was just...
And what was the chow like? Remember what the chow was like on the ship? Probably not bad for a guy from Long Island.
I don't worry about it. I ate it.
You ate it?
I just don't remember.
Did people get seasick? Were people throwing up or anything like that?
People did get seasick, yes. But I managed to beat that. I mean, sometimes you get the feeling, but
nothing.
I never really. I remember going over to the side of the ship just in case.
Really? But nothing came out.
Yeah, I fortunately made it.
So you did pretty well in basic. You did pretty well on the trip over. So then, from the ship, where did you go?
Okay, well, that is different because of my physical past.
Yeah.
They didn't have me in. Our first guys were on the beach minutes after H hour. The Marines were just ahead of them.
Minutes after what hour? H hour? Or what'd you say?
When the landing, sure.
Okay.
But at that time, also the distance was like from here into there. Yeah. You would come on a boat.
Sure. So you
ship. When you got to there,
to the island.
It's transferred into another kind of a boat.
Sure.
Because that one couldn't get across the
shallows.
Yeah, you wouldn't recall.
Okay.
Right.
So you transfer the boat.
Well, anyhow, somehow or another, when we were deciding on, they were deciding on who was going to go at what time.
Yeah. So what? Yeah.
Well, I was going to be one of the last ones, and I thought, oh, that's great. That was great.
You mean you actually land on the beach?
Yeah.
To attack?
Well, that's what I'm getting to.
Okay.
They went in on a boat.
Yeah.
I didn't make the boat.
Okay.
So I wound up walking in.
Really?
Sometimes it was here, sometimes it was here.
Up to your chin, up to your neck and nose?
Yeah, until I got to the beach.
Wow, you walked in from the boat?
No, not from the boat, from the
landing, from the smaller boat.
Yeah, that landing point.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So did you see, and what island was that are you talking about?
Guam.
That was Guam? You landed on Guam?
Guam. Yep.
So you came in...
Well, that was later on. I mean, we had other minor landings before that, but
yeah,
getting you ready for the landing on Guam, yes.
So what was that like? Was there a battle going on there?
Well, the Marines were ahead of us.
Okay.
Now, they were ahead of us by a half a day or something like that. And they had pushed them back inland.
Okay.
And they were back inland. And then I got put on what they referred to as a secondary line of defense.
I see.
And we were on that thing. And there was 69 dead Japanese right in front of us.
Really?
Now you're on a semi-tropical island, right?
Yeah.
And so it's, well, temperature like this or better.
Sure.
You know? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
The bodies were... There was...
But the body was there. And, but it didn't make any difference where you went.
Yeah.
You went down the street, the roadway.
Yeah.
And all along the side were bodies.
Really? Mainly Japanese?
Yeah. Oh no, because Oz may have been there, but they took care of them.
The American,
They took,
Wow.
They didn't worry about the Japanese.
So
I don't know how long that took. Probably a week before they got that cleared up.
So you saw bodies decaying or...
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow. So the Marines pushed the Japanese, and then you followed. Were you making camp on the island?
We had that secondary line of defense, as they called it.
I see.
We spent somewhere between a week and 2 weeks. I'm not sure what exactly.
On the island?
At that point, on that line of defense.
On the beach?
They were protecting that, and we had gun arrangements all set up.
I see.
Now, if the Japanese got through,
I see.
we were there to stop them.
I gotcha.
Fortunately, it didn't happen.
Right. What was your actual job? Were you manning a gun, or were you digging foxholes, or?
Yeah, we were on a gun. Yeah, gun business.
Wow. Sure. Were you scared?
I think we were too young and too dumb.
Too young and too dumb.
We were being too, but that didn't make any difference where you went. You had the same thing, No.
So you were, on a machine gun emplacement? Is that right?
Yeah, but they didn't call it that, but that was the idea, like a small machine.
And you took turns just manning the gun?
Yeah. Oh, sure, you had to say, I think there was 4 of us on the gun.
I see.
And somebody would be allowed to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And
go to the bathroom or go eat or something like that?
Go to the bathroom, go dig a hole.
Where did you go to the bathroom? Did you just dig a hole?
Yeah, because there was I can't think, there was no bathroom there.
No toilets?
No, because you were on, as I say, secondary line.
Yeah.
The Marines were ahead of us, and they were fighting the Japanese back.
Would you hear gunfire and shells exploding all the time then? From the island, or?
Not all the time.
In the distance?
Yeah, distance, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, but
what was the island like? Was it a nice-looking island, or?
Guam you go to check on Guam. Guam is a very nice island. Mm-hmm. It was an American island to start with.
Yeah.
And we took it from the Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it had regular highways, pretty much like here.
Really?
And, yeah. 2 or 3 lanes wide.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. But the main road
had nice roads, houses. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, houses were different too, though. But anyhow, when we finally got to camp, they were, can't remember names of this trouble.
So you're doing great. You got to camp?
Yeah, but what did they put? Regular campsites, they were the
Quonset huts?
Quonset huts.
Yeah.
Well, Quonset huts is, I think, we were there to build stuff for Quonset huts.
Okay.
And we had, there's something though. We had some Japanese prisoners.
Oh, really?
Now, the prisoners were underage.
They were?
This is what the Japanese did. I think it was 14, 15, something like that.
14, 15 years old?
Yeah, and they're working. So when they captured them. Now, I didn't see that part over time when they captured them, because this is after the war was.
Yeah.
We were getting to trying to rebuild the place, and what was his name? Tama. His name was Tama, and he was 14 years old, I think.
Wow.
Right? And this is what they had in their service, can you imagine? So we had him as a captive.
Yeah.
So they put him on a thing that was... Well, I was building there to correct it. What was coming off?
You're building, rebuilding huts, you're helping build a camp?
Yeah, but he was supplying the thing that he was working on. Yeah, supplying. And so I was running a small. Well, prior to that, though, I had it's going back to me. I'm getting the old school up here. Because of being younger and so forth, and I worked in the kitchen.
Oh.
And then somehow I don't know how I worked. I got elevated to what they referred to as the officers' mess.
Really?
Would you like to be in a mess?
Wow.
To eat?
Oh, really?
That's what they call it.
You got to eat there?
Oh, well.
Or did you work in there?
Yeah, but we were working there. We were supplying the food.
Okay.
Getting it from one place to another.
Sure.
Kind of thing,
That was on Guam?
Well, yeah, for the officers.
I see.
Our officers, yeah. And then I don't know what caused it, but one of the officers one day asked me would I like to drive a. I don't know if he said truck or not, but whatever it was,
Yeah.
Drive a vehicle. And get out of working in here.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea.
Sure. So you drove it? Would you drive supplies around, or were you taking a joyride on the island, or?
Yeah, we moved in joyride down. Yeah. But the things we were doing, we were coming back to this Baby Tama, as we called him, as I said, because he was underage, right?
Yeah, Baby Tama.
Baby Tama, but his Japanese name was Tama.
Did he speak English?
No, I don't think so.
So he helped you. You worked with.
He just worked at the God, that's terrible. The machine was operating there.
Oh, he would.
Yeah. And so somebody must have taught him how to do it, or
the machines, yeah.
Or whatever.
Like what, a typewriter or something like that?
No. He's supplying loading stuff.
Oh, like a forklift or something like that to load supplies. Okay.
Yeah.
Were you all nice to him?
Oh, yeah. We were nice to him. Well, what the heck? He was only not only that, he was a kid.
Yeah.
They took advantage of their own kid.
Yeah.
And so why not?
Sure.
Yeah.
You treated him well.
Yeah.
So what other memories of the island there, Mr. Greene? You're on the island for a few weeks, and you had a secondary line of defense. And then you worked in the mess hall.
Long Island? Oh, no connection between Long Island.
No. On the island.
On the island.
Yeah, on Guam. Yeah. Any other memories about Guam?
Yeah, but then we built a camp there.
Built a camp.
Oh, I say we. My officers.
Is that when the Japanese had been driven out?
Yeah.
Okay.
After things were, and stayed there to do what Seabees do, right?
Oh, you were with the Seabees.
Seabees. Yeah.
Okay, you were with the Seabees, so you're constructing things.
Yes, that's right. And there we go. But of course, most of the men had worked in some kind, something prior to.
Yes.
Now, of course, I wasn't.
Yeah. And were you living in a tent this whole time, or a Quonset hut, or what was that like?
No, we were in a tent.
Ooh.
But we were doing things for Quonset huts.
I see.
For, I can't remember.
Did you sleep on a cot? A cot in a tent?
It wasn't really a cot. Yeah, but it wasn't. Yeah, it was something. And I can't remember what the heck it was.
And
but it was something that they made.
Sure. What would you do for entertainment on the island? Did you have any fun? Did you have any downtime? Play cards or see a
Well,
movie?
as time went on, it did get better, and they did build something in there. I wish I knew I got in trouble.
That's all right. Were there movies? People play cards?
No, they didn't have movies.
Basketball, football, baseball?
No, we didn't do any of that. What the heck did we do? We had a place where they had a, like up there.
Yeah.
Just about like that thing there.
Okay, like a
Inside of a little...
Like a little bar?
And you got it's beer, I think.
Oh,
I
people
guess.
drinking?
Yeah.
A little bit?
And, yeah. Well, that was later when things were settled, you know, right?
Yeah.
And this was a closed-in thing. And the thing was, is you got the beer, but you couldn't go outside. You had
to stay there.
yeah, you couldn't go outside of that.
Interesting.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
If you wanted to go out, you had to drink it, or you would have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were your fellow soldiers like? Were they rowdy? Were they nice? Did you make any
No, I
friends?
think they were, as far as I remember, they were all pretty good.
No one got any bad fights or nothing like that?
Well, I didn't witness any.
Good.
Yeah.
Did you make friends in the Navy that you kept in touch with?
Boy, I must have. Upstairs, I must have some of the pictures of what we did do on the island. They built like a. I'm terrible about it.
Oh, that's all right. I'll look at the pictures in a little bit with you.
Yeah. But it was COVID too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But things got better as time went on. They would make it better, and then even like the local people, they were Americans. They want you to know that.
Oh, they were local. Okay, they were Americans. Yeah.
Yeah.
What were they like? The local people.
They weren't.
They were islanders, though, right?
Yeah, they were kids. They were born there.
I see.
Right. Maybe their parents were.
Okay.
Originally, I don't know what this all was happened before the war, though. You know.
Sure.
Yeah. And I had a couple of the girls worked in the kitchen too.
Really?
Yeah. Helped out. Oh, but I was talking about that's what you ought to see though, is the thing that they built to have the shows on.
Oh, like a movie theater? Like a theater or a screen or something?
Yeah. Oh, movie theater is kind of like, well, yeah. But then there were times when the local people.
Yeah.
Not the boys and girls, but they were teenagers, like.
Yeah.
And that they would come and help. They would get something at home before they came, I suppose.
Yeah.
Get something together.
Oh.
And then they'd put on a show.
Oh, they would?
Yeah.
Singing and dancing or something?
We sat outside on I don't know what the heck it was. It's something. I thought it was round, you know, and you just sat on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A big rock.
Exactly.
A palm tree.
Yeah. Well, palm tree, whatever. But I mean, they had it like a theater.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
like
but
rows.
it was outside.
Sure.
And it was something that could be rained on. It wouldn't hurt it,
Sure.
you know.
What was the weather like, by the way? Do you remember, was it real hot and sticky?
Yeah, actually, the weather there was probably pretty much like here.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it ever, no, but probably just a little warmer.
A little warmer.
Because I don't think it ever snowed.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
And I think I only saw snow here once.
Is that right? Sure.
Not very often.
Now, Mr. Greene, let me ask you, did you see black people in the Navy? Were there, because it was still, the service was segregated back then.
Yes, it was still segregated. Because we were in camp, we were here.
Yeah.
And the black was over here, and they had a small thing.
Oh, so black soldiers were kind of separated from the white soldiers?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What kind of jobs did they have? The same jobs that you did, or?
They worked, from what I could see, from what I did, they loading and unloading ships.
Okay.
And that was still on this, in the United States. There was no sea.
I see.
I don't know what happened. That was Camp Perry.
Camp Perry.
Camp Perry.
Okay. Now, were you able to go to church? Did people go to church during the war on Guam, or what was that like?
But
Did you have ministers or priests?
Yeah, but I remember being outside. We just went to nice place in the, close to your camp, and they would have a service.
Have a service.
Yeah.
What was your religious background? What did you grow up as? Your parents are from England. Were you Episcopal or Catholic or Christian?
One of these days I'll forget my own name. No, it wasn't Catholic, but it was
Presbyterian, Methodist?
Methodist.
Methodist, good.
Yeah, I go to the Methodist church down there.
Very good.
Yeah.
So tell me more. So after Guam, did you go back to the United States after Guam, or did you go elsewhere?
No, like going, we never got to. What's the main island when you leave?
Hawaii or?
Yeah. We went by it.
You went by it. You didn't land on
Yeah.
Hawaii.
The only time we saw that was on our way back.
Oh, really?
On the way home.
You didn't get to see
After
it.
the war was over.
After the war was over.
The war was over.
So after Guam, what did you do then? Do you remember offhand? Did you go to some other islands, or you didn't make it?
Well, don't forget, we weren't like in this listed in this. It said for the duration.
For the duration.
See, so I mean, you could go be 3 years, you could be 5 years.
Sure.
It depends on what the duration was, as far as you were concerned.
Right.
The time you went in,
Were you part of? Did you land on Japan at all? Were you part of the occupation force?
No, got to go by. That's a vague to me.
Okay.
Did see to a certain degree, but on the way home that was.
Okay.
I think I went ashore though.
You went ashore
Yeah.
on Japan?
Yeah, but it was not enough to get much.
Not much happened there. So okay. So anything else during the war that you can think about?
How you guys doing?
I'm picking those things out. Telling you these things is that.
Oh, this is excellent. So it was interesting though. You saw some dead Japanese, which was sad. Anything else that you remember seeing that left an impression on you on Guam or anything like that? So let me ask you then. Then you came back to the United States. What was that like? Were you happy coming back?
No, I don't eat lunch in there.
Was there a big party for you when you came back to Long Island?
I get one meal a day.
Big boy.
Were your parents glad to see you?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Would they write you letters during the war and you write them, or what was that like? Did you keep in touch?
Lunchtime, come down here.
Oh yeah.
You got letters?
Oh, yeah. There a little bit.
Well, when you weren't, when you got into camp,
Yeah.
we had some time to yourself.
The city barbecue.
Yeah, the woman that became my wife, she wasn't then. She was a high school kid.
Oh,
She wrote to me.
she did?
Oh yeah, I got it. Well, it might not have been every day you got it because it would depend on where
Yeah.
you were. But she would write a letter every day.
She would? So she was your sweetheart during the war?
Sir, but I probably wrote 5 letters a week, let's say.
Wow.
Something like that,
So it was nice getting letters from her, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
3 years.
So did you go to high school with your wife? Is that how you met her?
Yes. And she's down the road a piece here.
She's passed on. She's up there, yeah. What was her name?
Eileen.
Eileen.
I think it's cancer.
So when you came home, do you remember what that was like? Was that happy when you saw her again?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
We were married, I think, within a day or something like that. Not.
A day after coming home?
Oh yeah. We got married soon, and then
They got me into the safe shape of man.
I don't know how long that was before we got a home of our own or something. We lived with her parents.
Oh, you lived with your parents at first? Her parents on Long Island?
On Long Island.
So what did you do when you came home then? Did you get a job right away?
Came back.
Or did you go back to school, or what happened?
No, I didn't go back to school.
You were done.
Then I got home.
What did you do for a job then?
You got my brain's really done.
You didn't work at the railroad like your dad.
Broke everything.
Well,
So in the last 5 years, I've done a lot of damage to myself.
Actually, I've become a
That's the reason I'm...
tractor trailer driver.
Oh, you did. You moved things around the country with the tractor trailer?
Just on Long Island.
Long Island.
Yeah, now there was an occasion where I went to a place in New Jersey, but I don't know what the reason was.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time. But it was a special one trip, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So you was a tractor trailer driver. Is that what you did then the rest of your career?
Yep.
Very good.
Yeah.
What kind of things did you move around? Was it food or freight or what? Do you remember?
Yeah. Well, we moved. Well, I went to work for the brother owned the thing.
Okay.
A trucking company.
I see.
You know, and it wasn't too long, and I went to work for him.
And your wife Eileen, she got to stay home? Did she work?
No, well, she worked a little bit. Yeah, she didn't work much. She pretty much took care of home and then had 4 kids.
You had 4 kids. Wonderful. Great. Right.
Yeah, Kitty. The oldest one is Kitty, and she's in North Carolina now.
Mm-hmm.
Kitty, Kevin, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Kitty, I left somebody out. Kitty Mary. Mary, yeah, that's white. Kitty was Kitty, Mary. Mary's the second oldest. Kitty, Mary, Kevin, and Florida. And Megan.
Megan.
And Megan is...
She's pretty like you.
She around here in Kentucky?
She's not in Kentucky. She's east.
She's east.
Because she's not too far from going to the ocean.
Okay.
I mean, they don't live on the ocean there.
Sure.
But I mean, they can get in a car and drive to it,
Sure.
you know.
Do you have nice kids? Are you proud of your kids?
Kids?
Are you proud of your children?
Yeah, you'll see them here.
Good.
Yeah, one might be, Mary might pop in, you never know.
I hope so. How many grandkids do you have?
Well, you got to figure
Probably
that.
10 or 12 grandkids.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them. Yeah.
So how did you end up in Kentucky then? Seabees World War II.
That's go back to the same thing. You have to ask my wife that.
Oh, okay.
For what reason we wanted to come here?
For some reason you wanted to come here. When you retired, or were you still working here?
Oh no, we were married and been home for a while. Yeah. Well, also my mother and father, I don't know if it had anything to do with it at all. But they had come down to some degree, but not this far down.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, very good. Hey, we can look at some pictures if you want to. I don't want to disturb you. You're going to eat lunch in about 15 minutes probably, or 20 minutes, right? So, Mr. Greene, I want to thank you very much for your service for this country. Thank you for volunteering. And it was wonderful to meet you and talk with you. Is there anything else you want to add to this? Yeah, okay. Do you want to go upstairs and just see some pictures? Okay. All right. Okay.